In the last section, we talked about what fraud was. How do companies prevent fraud? The primary way that fraud and errors are prevented, detected, or corrected is through a system of internal control. What is internal control? Internal control is a plan of organization and a system of procedures implemented by management. So if you are asked the question, who is responsible for establishing a system of internal control? The answer is management. It's management's responsibility to make sure that there's a system of internal controls in place for their organization. A system of internal controls are designed to accomplish 5 objectives. First is to safeguard assets. A company must protect its assets against waste, inefficiency, and fraud. And if they fail to do that, companies will incur losses. The second objective is to encourage employees to follow policy. To make sure everybody in the organization, including managers, follow policy, they need to make sure that a system provides clear policies and guidelines that result in fair treatment of both customers as well as employees. And the reason we make sure that they follow policy is to make sure that everybody is working towards the same goals, which are the goals of your corporation. The third objective is to promote operational efficiency. Again, this is to make sure that there's no waste and whatever profits you make are maximized. The fourth objective is to ensure accurate, reliable records. Without reliable records, your profitability is not accurate. So we want to make sure that we have reliable records to measure our performance. And the fifth one is to comply with legal requirements. Companies are subject to a lot of laws, such as the SEC has laws saying if you're a publicly traded company, you need to prepare financial statements quarterly and annually. IRS says that you need to pay income taxes on your income. There are other laws such as OSHA laws that says if you have employees working for your company, you need to make sure that they have a safe, comfortable work environment. We need an internal control system in place to make sure that companies and employees comply with the law and avoid legal problems. As a result, this is also an important objective of internal control. How important are internal controls? They're so important that the US Congress passed a law back in 2002 to require public companies to have a system of internal controls. Not only are they required to maintain a system of internal controls, their external auditors are required to look at those controls and issue a report to state that they are reliable. Some of you may be familiar with this act. It is called Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Again, this is federal law, and it requires public companies to have a system of internal controls and the auditors to examine them and issue a report on reliability. There are other provisions of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. However, at this point, you don't need to worry about them.